90 plus 180 minutes of football. Last week, and this week, the Kaboma, Kotoko at triumph by 5 goals to 3. Kotoko at triumph 5 goals to 3. Kotoko winning both games, both legs. Kotoko winning. Ghana they winning by 4 goals to 3. And Nigeria winning by a goal to 0. It's Kaboma. Aggregate scoreline 5-3 in favor of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. How did they do it? Kotoko putu in a very difficult situation. Putu in a very difficult situation. I said this last week. Now me catch up say Kwara for nya bibi umbi anombe ba Kotoko were shockingly disappointing at the back. Makacha mo se Kotoko ekobo work game na metna mbetri de makacha mu but se Kotoko ne Kwara de makacha mo se Kotoko what it takes to go to Nigeria to go and beat them, because I've studied the Kwara team. Even game number boy me say transition game ni nyina biem, and the result was that Kotoko's shocking defending is what kept Kwara United in the game, is what gave Kwara United the belief say they could be back in it. And so na enye game Kotoko every omonsa and a emranted determination ekoya eventually one akwakofa the win at Asante Kotoko. Now you enter the home team no omo a lineup and enra mo amutie Akoma Sports wo uhwe Purpose Rise channel no e YouTube bia no ya me catch am say you follow Agrono pa yedi achiri pa. I told you the coach about one change. Obe take out one of the holding midfielders. No the attacker Abba. Exactly what coach Sani Tunde gave him. So Obo Suraj Ayeleso, the goalkeeper. Musa Abdelafiz eba ball captain's armband. Na aba kwano ni bobo pona na ball mutu no. They no share 22 jerseys ya. Wono ebo right back no. Aliou Salwuddin, Olani Said, Ogun Rebide, Adioye Adeyinka, Alao Muhammad, John Mark, Isa Gata, Junior, Babatunde Bait. We almost starting a lineup. Clearly, almost in with attacking intent this time around. Almost passe, attack Asante Kotoko. Of course. They were down by a goal. But one goal is so important in these games that if they are able to win, then one of them also the omunya winipe na say omu eba abewuram 1-0 na ede omba ko omanim. Unfortunately, woman to be earning could, unfortunately for them, unfortunately for Kotoko. So the coach came in with a more attacking team than the other Ghana. No? Let's go to Asante Kotoko team now. Kotoko and so as again, we predicted and told you that there will be changes to the Kotoko squad. And exactly what Asante Kotoko for, changes to their squad. Coach at the Karim Zito, Kabute, decided to in with a more defensive approach compared to what he did last week, or the more defensive approach every game with him. Kotoko started with goalkeeper Mohamed Kamara. A lot of people say on bench, but me catch us that decision, who will coach the shoes say easy. Because at least you know him than Unim Aziz. You know him say, in penalty situations and all of that. More. It's not difficult for the coach to take that decision. And the coach, and take his decision. Now, what happened is rather, coach at the branch at the Lord Amoa started. He did not start last week, but started. Joseph Amoa, what a performance he had today. And Amoa Fanomo Park, no Yamiensa. Lord Amoa, Joseph Amoa, Albert Amoa. So now Amoa for Miensa. Joseph Amoa started on the left side. Central defense, Now Ablo and Ansu. Then in front of them, Hilary Adabo Samba. ɛna Hubejeu the goal scorer fantastic player Hubejeu me si mre bi mbufu sɛ say ɔmo se ne wɔnya deɛ ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo de ne kolo na mo sɛ hwan na bɛtuma kasa asɛm mo deɛ ya na mo hunu so na mo Amidu Akwa ɛne Jew started in front of the two no ɛna up front ɛkɔyɛ Morofin Donzo Albert Amoa. So this is how Kotoko echo into the game. 4-2-2-2. Ubetuma say 4-4-2. A lot of tactical variations. Sometimes now you Morofin very deep. Then we call 4-2-3-1. Now betim kwa LED lines, you know. A drew time because now Abetamo and Morofin na Janiaba Ababekatim. So we saw a lot of tactical variations in this particular game. Now let's go to the real tactical analysis and what actually happened in a game. Because now Asante Kotoko a cheetah for no. May sure say the playing body, the technical team, and Ubia. If this had not gone well, I am not sure say and Kotoko players, you know, fans no Edio Momba Chomo. And Kotoko technical team, Kotoko management, nana me kind. Sanana Penkra Kosiwa pressure se Kotoko free my bana so no. If he's an another Kotoko penny be man so that. And that is clear. Kotoko supporters are from Africa in Yagro. If omu free man ka pressure ever ba nana so pa ene de me kan sen ka pressure ever ba nana so but nyamiatom anko ye bibi boni bia amfa ma Asante Kotoko team no. Say ana game nankasa ekoye e de ma Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Now game na start here no. We saw that coach Tunde Sani now Opeso are more attacking but not just from the lineup no, but also from the style of play. And no more you shoot the left side of Kotoko's defense and the right side of the attack. It is also here one eba Kotoko Sosa from the right backer or sounds your captain Musa Abdelaziz. No a captain or say right back or no Wamu eyusu no pa edi hunu na Kotoko eni omo basa that is what wanum eye game no ma ye nyina ye hu say no omo attack Kotoko bebrebe that side of the attack no na omo build it the foul attack Asante Kotoko pa. We all saw that. Now what do we need on the part of Asante Kotoko after Karim Zito decided say ono so ba yisu Lord Amo side no attack it. And I don't know the two coaches you know once Kotoko were attacking from Lord Amo side which is Kotoko's right side of defense and the left side of defense for the opponents you know no also attack Kotoko ewo left on Joseph Amwa was involved in the game especially in the first 20 minutes. You will say Joseph Amwa now are very 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 involved in the game. But one thing about Kotoko Nepal is two players on bomb up front no. Two players are Kotoko a bomb up front no. Obi anyone no lazy. It's your more running baby. Kotoko players are running baby. And I think that is one of the reasons Emma Asante Kotoko anymore one a thick kakra because players are running to do pa or more running a juma. Our park so Abetamwa and Morofin Donzo. They kept running. Again, Samba had a lot of energy. Kotoko middle last week our Crossport Stadium. What Kotoko missed in that game, the presence of Obia now all bars a midfielder or Rani Bibi. A double was overrun in the game. But then Samba had his presence nearby. So Kotoko had presence at the middle of the park. Middle one Kotoko presence. And some presence, no, idea a boa Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Emma one remini resolute and take. Kotoko remini resolute. Kotoko remini take the middle of the park. And that is one that helped Asante Kotoko. And no bakwa a boa Kumasi Asante Kotoko ye pa game no. Etimayen fan to just say Osha Asante Kotoko. One more a game no boy na. Game na Kotoko boy no. Now in terms of the middle, any in terms of said last week omulusu midfield dem pressure ba omo so no we ankwanko yes we acquire a team that was solid in the middle, very compact in the middle, and a boa Kotoko ye pa. Again, Usha coach option no choose say Amidu Akwa, any Hubejew, operating from the flanks. Uza Hubert operating from the right side, and Amidu Akwa operating from the left. The Ayanesa Emma Asante Kotoko, Enya cover also for the 2 and 3. Kotoko enya cover edema 2 and 3 no etiafe de na Kotoko 2 and 3 no opponent and run and form so ema Asante Kotoko e begini se opponent no e de ball no e ba obo se pitami do akwa e run aba boa abrantia no na oda the left side which was Joseph Amoa na omo eboa Joseph Amoa pa eno eya branch de din ede pitamidu akwa then eba lodamo side on so a hubejew oye abranch o ahoden o home o did training o serious boy o ono so no run kobasa so Kotoko in effect tienie pa in terms of the tactical analysis of the game Kotoko nankasa ako in for Samba in the middle, Adabo in the middle. And wabo ni defenders. A yankasa dada. 4 defenders. Et defensive minded players na 6. Ubejaw esansone Amidu Akwa esama defensive cover. So in effect na Kotoko 8 players are wamo born with defensive orientation. And that is one of the reasons in Tia. Kwara entry anfa Asante Kotoko. Mame enche chemi ye pama. Kabiru sa mame Kotoko squad no mo start here page so na afi yenya say adwuma before we come to the goal and the other things. As we have video no so no full match highlights no enso enye asem ketwa. Full match highlights no enso eno enye asem ketwa. So ohwe said squad na etie na. O said squad na etie na mo hwa de pa. Ubo say Kotoko ebo Lodamoa, Abolo, Ansu, and Joseph Amoa. And what the 2 players are set very deep. I know I Samba and Adabo. We have 6 players with defensive orientation. Then on the wings, on the flanks, Hubejo on the right and Pitamidu Akwa on the left were still supporting the defense. And Kotoko first 8 players who screen is no. Sa 8 players ni nyano e defensive orientation. And one at the bad game no. So idea Emma Kotoko ye very solid. Very solid. And that is the reason here the opponent entry anfanfa Asante Kotoko so. That is the reason. Our opponent the entry anfa Asante Kotoko so. I think that the master stroke was the presence of Samba in the middle of the park. Again, Kotoko achire wano. Joseph Ablo achire why he remains the best option for Kotoko when it comes to the center back. That's Samba and then you remember Ablo and then only Ansu boy, and we saw solid piece of defending. They kept a clean sheet away. That is what you must mark. Kotoko AKP clean sheet away. Now say Kotoko performance Africa no. Sa Asante Kotoko etimi ram on the work. Na Kotoko ekonya any good results in Ghana. A bit more affect again positively. Enuru edu American wasam ade achew. But Asante Kotoko recent performance omo done die no. Say omo ko abonte aya na eyepa now. Kabiru mami goal na yemfa nya adwuma. Atiefo yenko goal no so. Na yemfa enya adwuma. Asante Kotoko opa ya yimi free na enya clear ema wonum ehunu yie pa. Eti ubejew he decided say or call with his unfavorite foot tienie unfavorite foot. But I'm going to explain something here. I'm a watch as ye pa ayana wa pause ebra obe deliver short na me pause wa haya so o use 2 players of Kotoko as decoy on the right hand side on abetamo and na afa hon say o release short through your boss said there was another Kotoko player no so afa left hand side also Kwara defenders no confused kakra say ujai abranje bia and they know very well that he's not a left-footed player. So rather no omo entake in ewo abetamo me kacha mo say ade a abetamo a eye wo Accra Sports Stadium no ebema Kwara fo benya problem. Defender na ofri abetamo a ho eba jeunchen no na so close in entemba na nani ba ko ewo na chi say we ayo omo danger man no wano ene ba ya woba ebe ya adwuma no ede ema omo no. So it was very difficult for omo say omeja no akọ na difficult edema abranche nya sa dia na say ko close in space no, but they gave the shooting range omo ma abranche no the space to shoot because omo nim say Hubert no enye player ebi obo so say kay abetamo a kombe bante ba no mo hwa abetamo now Karim ma ball nko and Hubert look at that. So the other player no Morfin Donzo, and I think that the position of the two Kotoko players not a super. The position of the two Kotoko players not a super. So Morfin Donzo BM FR left, Albert BM FR right, and Bon Ekura Akwara ndi Edi Ubejewu. Then the two defenders na no mo a defender no. Omadwen ewo Albert amwa so a chain. In fact, time about her Morfin. The other defender, no one Morfin. No one also Albert. So one defender from him, the other one as I say, Bia, pass never call Alberto, Nanka, Aliu Saludin, Ebia Kwakotaki, and I branched intelligently. On one case, a release shot now. Bono Eco Tottenham, and Asante Kotoko. Enya, the lead in this game. This goal was not just important, it was super for Asante Kotoko. Zagowi. And not just an important goal, a super goal. And Asante Kotoko, and this particular situation because Kaiser na Kotoko performance no one change say nyoma be koye ade ama Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And they have shot into the lead, and after shooting into the lead, the next thing is Edian and team and did the Kwara ebeye. But I had a me babe tuche Adiama Abdul Karim Zito no. And me to check Ediama Abdul Karim Zito. Last week he failed to manage the game. It is a fact. He failed to manage the game. But this week, this week the man here Jumani this week they say. So coach and the Ade Abdul Karim Zito. Ebra Kotoko echo into the lead, you know. Look at what he did. Adabo was still not playing too well. And the coach decided say, in place of Hilary Adabo or the Kojo set Abba, Kaise game no, Adabo was not playing as the number 6. Now number 6 is Jumano. Samba na number 6 is Jumano. And number 8 the Kojo set no, wabo 6 pen, wabo 8 pen, wabo 10 pen, wabo 3 pen. And let me throw in Kojo set on the more and this was important from the coach. So that substitution, you know, Ebaya Kotoko, very thick in the game. Coach Esanso at the Patricasi to Ebeyi, Joseph Amwa, who had played so well. Or the Ebeyi or also Eddie Frim. And after coach has started to strengthen the back line, no? Or strengthen the children. So double substitution, you know, here in Claudia. One of my two channel, the coach, 70th minute. Donzo and Amidu Aqua out. Entry and Lisoa Hene in. So what was Donzo doing? Donzo a second striker. Oh, pretty upfront. Yelidi, 70th minute. We need to play a game of containment. Let's contain our opponent. And to contain them, Mamen sacrificed one of the strikers. So Morfin Emra, in place of Morfin, Emmanuel Entry, and for more midfield solidity and reliability, Emra. Then Listowa Hene, a young boy who can still run the flanks, Obetima Kwaba because or a young. Peter is coming from injury. Last week, in the first game after 2 months out. And oh boy, and at this week also, so you about 70 minutes. Let me save him. That was super on the part of coach Abdul Karim Zito. Zito did extremely well on that occasion. Said, "Utimi aye, some particular substitution." You know, me say last week, if Zito had been a little more adventurous. If Zito had been a little bit of or I say caution kakrabia, Nasa Asante Kotoko, etumi a manage game no. He failed last week, but today Karim Zito, super Abdul Karim Zito performance is super. And we abranted, but then again, look at what he did. So oyi ablo ede Zakaria so by enti oyi no ade Zakaria enso ebae no na still or solidify echire ho enti there was a point that me comment to be catch him say edru baby na Asante Kotoko ewo 8 players ewo omankasa echire ho. The reason was to ensure say wamo en surrender lead na wonum ekura no wamo en form victory no enso eni agro. That is exactly what Kotoko had to do, and they did it to perfection. Eti me bo Asante Kotoko emranchen abaso me bo coach Abdul Karim Zito abaso say enade coach had it right, and ono ako winning game no ewa away obi maso. Last week it wasn't too good. It wasn't good. Last week it wasn't good. This week he's been super. Ama omo atumi agi inkunimdie no e dia ba me no kasa yi Asante Kotoko advancing to the next stage where omo kushia Moroccan giants and a giant of the African game with that athletic club of Casablanca, WAC of Morocco. Wamo ena wonum omo enimu ekwakushia ya Asante Kotoko and so ebetimi ahwe so obenya qualification e dey free sa particular game no it wey e say the city yeah, Kotoko edin kudim. So we can say for Kotoko it was a huge victory for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And tactically, coach Abdul Karim Zito, he had everything right in this particular game. Yeba player ratings and the Akenyano, yeba mojuma adiama higher akoma 87.9 FM.